somewhere around 12 to 14K. This was my
Okay.
first earning of my life.
And what was the reason of leaving Mercedes Benz in just 3 months?
There can be typically around 3 to 4 rounds. Is very difficult to
This sucks.
go through. Yeah. Then we can have questions on ADF, Azure Data Factory. Next, I moved to DP 900 certification.
Someone started her journey as an intern at Cognizant and fortunately became the Azure data engineer. Yes, this has exactly happened with our guest speaker. So watch this podcast till the very end because you will be getting some very amazing information from this, and this is going to be super insightful for all the aspiring data engineers who are targeting the Azure cloud tech stack. Because today she will be sharing all her experience, that how she became the Azure data engineer, what kind of dedicated roadmap she followed, and in her industrial projects what kind of Azure services she used to build the data pipelines, how to deal with the 90 days notice period, how this Azure data engineer interview process will look like, the projects, how you can do the hands-on Azure cloud, and most popular Azure services you need to focus on being the aspiring Azure data engineer. So stay there for next 30 minutes and watch this podcast. Also like it in the big numbers and share this podcast with all your aspiring data engineering friends. And drum rolls please, because this is a time for mega announcement. I know for last couple of months you were eagerly waiting for data engineering bootcamp. In every video of mine I was getting this query. So finally, Data Engineering 3.0 Bootcamp has been launched today, and this bootcamp is coming with Azure. So anyone who want to become the data engineer and want to learn all the core data engineering skill set which are demanded by the companies, basic to advanced, like complete data engineering in the live classes, this is the bootcamp you all were waiting for. So data engineering live classes will be starting from 1st of June, and this is for few limited number of people. So link is given in the description, or quickly visit www.growdataskills.com and enroll in the data engineering 3.0 bootcamp with Azure. And here is the amazing offer: for first 100 users you can use coupon code first100 to get exclusive discount. So this will be complete 3 months of journey where I will be teaching everything from basic to advanced. If you don't know anything about data engineering or ABCD of the data, don't worry about it. This is the bootcamp for everyone, absolute beginner, senior folks, or anyone who is just targeting or trying to upskill themselves in the data engineering. We will be starting from SQL, Hadoop, Hive, Spark, Databricks, GCP, Snowflake, Kafka, Airflow, data warehousing, data modeling, Azure cloud in depth, all these services, Azure Data Factory, Synapse, HD Insights, and many other. You can see this extensive bootcamp program module by module on your screen, and I will be giving you full placement assistance, including your resume preparation, LinkedIn profile, Naukri profile, interview preparation, interview strategies. So this is not the bootcamp of false promises for the guarantee, etc. So don't get into this kind of scam. Pure upskilling bootcamp where we will be mainly focusing on the 10% theory, 90% practical implementation in the live classes, and more than 5 to 8 industry level of projects for your resume. And after every live class you will be getting extensive quizzes, assignments, interview questions, preparation guide, so that you are job ready and interview ready at the same time. So these are the success stories on your screen from our data engineering 1.0 and 2.0 bootcamp. Those were bang on, and this is going to be the best one because Azure is going to be included in this one. So hurry up, enroll in this bootcamp, and I will see you all in the live class. All right, so thank you so much, Yavnika, for joining me in this podcast. Really excited to have a conversation with the Azure data engineer, and I hope your experience will help the audience a lot. But it would be good if you can give a short introduction of yourself, like anything about your past background currently, wherever you are working, and anything about your educational background.
Okay, yeah, Shashank. Thanks for having me. It's really exciting for me as well. My name is Yavnika Sharma, and coming to my education qualification, like I completed my BTech graduation from 𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗹 Global University. It's in Odisha, and I did it in computer science and engineering. So basically, yeah, that was my graduation. No plans for future like higher studies, but that's all for now. And coming to my past companies and present one as well, I have worked with CTS, Cognizant Technology Solutions. as in intern and trainee, and as an associate as well. And my profile was Azure Data Engineer for the client. Yeah, and I have worked for a short duration with Mercedes Benz Research and Development as an Azure Data Engineer itself. And now currently I'm working with Fractal as an Azure Data Engineer.
Yavnika, now you talked about your past background from where you studied. So I think I would be much more interested in knowing about your college life a bit. As you said, there were no future plans of higher studies and anything. So what happened after completing your education? Where and how did you get your first job, first salary? How things started in first company, on a positive note or on a bad note?
So my college life was pretty good, really helpful in one environment and learning, and people were really helpful. I didn't know much about the tech industry, what is going on in real life, but I like prepared for campus interviews mostly, and I gave a lot of interviews for companies like Wipro, TCS, and Cognizant. Mostly these were the companies coming to our college. So I was selected for Cognizant firstly, and with itself that offer letter only I went for an internship into CTS. So this was the internship part, and I worked there for 2.5 months as an intern, and the stipend was somewhere around 12 to 14K. This was my first this was my first earning of my life.
When you got the full time, how much was that?
Yeah, when I was converted into an FTE, so they give somewhere around 22 to 26. That is the range.
Oh, per
Yeah,
month,
per month.
thousand. Oh, okay. I thought that is overall CTC.
No, that's 22 to 26K per month.
And what was the reason of leaving Mercedes Benz in just 3 months? Any very, very specific?
People were very good. The company is extremely well, and they have good expansion coming in terms of data now. But there was some personal issue with me. Like I was asked to move to Bangalore, and I did, but I did not really get settled there. So I had to come to my hometown for some time for some health reasons, and I was looking for a more flexible job at that point of time. So when I got the offer at Fractal, I was very elated and very happy. So you have to maintain a balance between
Yep.
your personal and your professional lives.
Now you're working as your data engineer at Fractal. So I guess at Cognizant you were hired as an intern. So I just want to know about this journey. Like as in your college, you did not know anything about the data domain or anything. So what was that triggering point, or what was that environmental switch that you got to know about data engineering, big data, and specifically Azure, and you thought, okay, yeah, this looks better and I will pursue my career in that? So how that journey went through?
To be precise, like in my initial days of internship only, I would say I had an early exposure to data engineering fundamentals itself. So yeah, that was the career track I got chosen for, because previously I had learned Python and SQL in my college days. So as an intern also, I was into that domain. So yeah, got exposed to DE fundamentals. Hadoop was being taught to us in the internship, and learning about that Hadoop evolution and how it is being used and leveraged in today's world, today's data world, uh, really got me into data, and I thought that this could be a good career path. I started exploring more certifications on it,
Okay.
and yeah, so this was it about.
Just a follow-up question, like maybe your fellow batchmates who got placed in different company and specifically maybe SD profiles, higher package. So was there any point where you felt why I'm into this data engineering stuff? I should explore software engineering, maybe because my friends are earning more than me.
Yeah, at some point of time, we do become a bit greedy to learn more and to earn more as well,
Absolutely.
seeing people around us. But you have to stick to one thing, which I believe is that is more important. You can't be jack of all trades and master of none. So
Yeah.
I chose that path, that I must learn first this, and maybe in my next stages of the career I can explore different career paths as well. But for now I'm really happy with data engineering, and I feel that there is much more to learn at this point of time as well. Learning will never stop.
If I ask you what is the ideal roadmap to become Azure data engineer in 2024, so anything if you can share step by step, that would be helpful, because you started with Cognizant, you have seen couple of years in the Azure data engineering. So if you can give that detailed step by step roadmap, that would be really helpful.
Yes, definitely. I will share my journey, like how I started. As I told you, I was exposed to data engineering fundamentals in my internship, and later on, I developed some sort of interest in that. So I would suggest to be very proficient with database concepts, various databases, and how to query them, how to manage data, how to write scripts. This would be like very helpful, and some data modeling and data warehousing concepts as well. These are like basic theoretical concepts one should learn. um, Azure Services we can start with in the initial stages if we want particularly to be in Azure platform. So for Azure, I would suggest for ingestion, one should go with Azure Data Factory ADF, and for transformations, Azure Databricks is very good for leveraging a lot of opportunities in data and transformations. Um, Data lake storage for storing and how different formats get stored, what are their properties, those concepts. For streaming, and there are various platforms for streaming as well in Azure, and I would suggest a little bit of Synapse knowledge one should have. So these all in Azure Services, and I mainly side by side I learned SQL and Python as well, practice them on lead code, uh, and some sort of scripting or partial knowledge we should have and possess. This is my understanding, and the most important is some hands-on experience. This is what I feel. We should make some real-time projects and some real-time scenarios. We should pick and work on them. If not, we should take help and collaboration in LinkedIn and Twitter as well. There is a vast platform, and people like you are like spreading so much of awareness in the data tech stack. So this is really helpful. Internet is a great platform. So yeah, I think this would be an ideal roadmap for me and for people I will suggest.
Okay, so I have just a small follow-up question. As you mentioned, like Python and SQL. So did you also invested dedicated time for the data structures and algorithm?
So Shashank, data structures and algos I learned in college only, and after that I practiced a little bit, but it's in easy to medium state only. For data engineering, mainly I didn't go for algos in depth, but yeah,
Yeah, that's my
for optimization and stuff, these can be really helpful in future. But what I'm currently working in at present, it's not really
yeah.
helpful.
No, yeah, that's my experience as well. I ask this question because I want to give people different perspective from different guests, that okay, how much DSA they have actually faced in their data engineering career. Now you have talked about the roadmap. Obviously, after acquiring the skill set, the next thing is going to the job part, right? And for that one, we have to crack the interviews. So in 2024, you have like obviously cracked the jobs recently. What does a typical interview process of a Azure data engineer looks like? Like how many rounds will be there typically, and in each round, what all things will be focused primarily? So if you can give a brief explanation for that.
Yes, in my opinion and as per my experience, there can be typically around 3 to 4 rounds in most of the companies, and in the first and second round itself, basics are asked for your domain particularly, and SQL. If one mentions SQL, Python, and I will tell you the interviewers are mostly generous, and they asked mostly based on your profile and resume, what you have learned till now and what you bring the expertise on the table in which field. So firstly, SQL commands and SQL theory questions are basically asked on that, around that, and basic Python questions as well in terms of theory. And if you have worked on Databricks, Hadoop basics and Spark basics, like Spark architecture and how it works in the background, and some Databricks platform questions are must. Then we can have questions on ADF, Azure Data Factory, based on ingestions, what are integration runtimes, and what all activities you have used. They can ask basic questions on the pipelines and what all data formats do you know. These sort of questions can be expected in the basic 1 or 2 round level. So coming to the third round, first 3 rounds can be technical. They are mostly technical. Only I have experienced that fourth round and the last round is mainly managerial. So first 3 rounds are typically technical only. So coming into depth of the third round, there can be some scenario-based questions in SQL or any scripting or Python, PySpark language you are comfortable with. So yeah, so in SQL there can be many scenario-based questions like putting Windows function and finding the ranks, or maybe what can be, like what can be done, what is the real-time use of these Windows function. This can be asked. And related to PySpark, there can be multiple questions on data frames. Like I was good at that time and today as well in basics of PySpark commands, like how to do filters and joins, and how to set widgets, all these things. Various libraries I use in day to day in Databricks, and basically that. Python, I can say there can be very basic questions on Python, which we have practiced mostly during our college days or on lead code. So like reversing a string or palindrome, all these kind of stuffs can be asked. So this is in depth code part in the third round, technical questions. And mostly in the fourth round, that is kind of managerial round, there we can be assessed on terms of our soft skills, how we present ourselves mainly, and what we can bring to the table in front of the client, and how we can showcase it.
Okay.
What we have, we can showcase it. So this is all. And regarding the company environment as well, like how much we are aware about the company we are interviewing with, and how much we want to join that organization, what it brings us to, attracts us to that organization. They want to know all of that. And some HR related discussions can be there as well in this round, related to your salary and notice period as well. So yes, these are mainly 3 to 4 rounds which can be there in Azure data engineering interviews.
So there are many certifications related to Azure and even other cloud platforms. So what is the benefit of doing these certifications? Do they really add some value in our profile, or we get some advantage when we hunt for the job opportunities? If yes, then can you suggest or recommend top 2, top 3 Azure related certification which someone should look for?
Yes, Shashank, definitely. Certificates and certifications add a lot to one's profile and to one's learning as well, I feel. They are the first theoretical step to be covered, I feel, when we start a new journey to learn. In my case, I started with AZ900 Azure certification, that is Azure Fundamentals.
Okay.
I feel, yeah, that is good for the theory part. Theory is very good. You get well versed with the basic Azure services and how it is going to be used in data world. Next, I moved to DP900 certification that is more focused into data.
Okay.
So yeah, that is Azure Data Fundamental. So these two were the basic for getting into data with Azure. So I feel for theory part, these are very good, but unless and until you do the hands-on, I don't feel these certifications have a very purposeful or meaning in leveraging that. But these add on to your theoretical knowledge very greatly.
Okay.
And to suggest for the basic beginners, AZ900 and DP900 are good, and then you can move to professional certificate in Azure Data Engineering, that is DP203. And if one has sense to learn more in Databricks and have a good theory in Databricks, so one can opt for Databricks certified data engineering associate certification.
Okay.
So that is also good as well.
How did you do the hands-on part? I know like Azure provides the free tier, okay, so we all can use that. But what about the problem statements? Because this type of queries I also get, okay, sir, I know about these services, this tech stack, but I'm not able to come up with the problem statement which I can build, I can play around, and I can showcase it as a project. So do we have some strategy? If you followed something, maybe you can talk about a bit.
Initially, Shashank, I did not find any good type of problem statement in my mindset, and I didn't have much experience in this field. So what I started was to collaborate outside of my team when I was an intern, and I converted into a full time as well. Initially, I did not have much hands on, so I started collaborating with people outside of my team and learn what are all the scenarios going on in their projects currently. So you get to know what is the real time problems happening in various projects, not only in your project. So that can be very helpful in terms of that. And knowing various problem statements, you can frame your own solution and work on that. And if it matches with the people, with your colleagues working in other projects, that is really great. But if you create a different sort of solution, so that is a new learning for everyone. So you can share it on LinkedIn or any social media platform and learn in open mostly.
As a Azure data engineer on day-to-day basis in your different projects, what are those top 4 5 Azure services which you keep on using to build scalable data pipelines? So if you can give some idea about that, maybe our audience will also emphasize those services first and then look at the rest part of the Azure.
In my day-to-day tasks, mostly, I work on most of the Azure services, which I leverage end-to-end for data. And starting with data ingestion, I use Data Factory, Azure Data Factory. I think that's a very great tool for ingestion and be it any sort of data, any form of data. Azure Data Factory has great connectors to various sources. So that is very helpful. I work on that. And for next is the storage part. When you bring the data to your workspace, where you store it, how you store it. So that is also one thing I use in my day-to-day life. And talking about the next would be data transformation. I mainly work on transforming the data as per the business requirements mostly. The requirements are given to us by the business. So I work on that. And for this, I use Azure Databricks platform. As I mentioned earlier, this is Spark-based analytics platform, and it has various users, and it is a very good platform to learn and to explore as well. For transformation, this part I use mostly, and later on we can give this transformed data to visualize, we can leverage this result on Power BI and create meaningful reports for business to see, and these can be really helpful in the wider platform. We can check the KPIs and performance indicators of what all things we have in an organization, and we can generate reports on top of that. So yeah, mostly these services I use in my day-to-day life, and currently I am exploring Azure Kubernetes.
Okay.
So that is a new thing for me right now, and I feel that would be widely used in coming days, and it is being widely used in
Yeah, it is. It
present
is.
as well.
And being a data
So
engineer, I feel, yeah, these things we should know. And in 𝗶𝗶𝗶, I got a good exposure on the DevOps side. So I felt, yes, this is something which we need to know. And yeah, very interesting to know like what all things you are using at the moment for the Azure data engineering. One more important question. I'm not sure how did you deal with it, but at Cognizant, I know it is all about the 90 days notice period. How did you deal with that one? Like, I'm pretty sure recruiters would have been like, oh, you have 90 days notice period. Sorry, we can't go ahead with that. So what was your strategy? How did you crack this and got the new opportunities?
yes, definitely this 90 days notice period is very difficult to
This sucks.
go through. Yeah, basically. But yeah, you have to deal with it when you join the organization. You agree for it basically. So what the thing was, whenever a recruiter asked me what is your notice period, I would answer that is 90 days. But the most of the recruiters didn't get back to me for initial conversations also. They just backed out. But there are some people who really understand the pain for us, and they give us an opportunity to go ahead in interviews. And mostly I said for this, like, it was my 90 days notice period, but I can negotiate it with my HRs and my managers. I can negotiate maybe in what I have, paid leaves I have, I can negotiate it with that mostly. And yeah, I was given some opportunities by some HRs for go ahead in interviews, and rest is all dependent on you if you crack it or not. So
Some
mostly
luck as
HRs.
well. Some luck as well.
Correct. So mostly HRs will hold people having a notice period of 30 days to 45 days. They are more preferred, but this is our, we can say, race. If you run fast, you will get it. So luck and your convincing power basically for the HR.
There are a lot of platforms nowadays. So which platform worked out really well in order to get the more and more opportunities for the Azure data engineering role, or was it mostly via referral? So what was that channel or medium worked really well for you?
I made my profiles on Naukri.com, and previously I had been active on LinkedIn from a very long time, since my Cognizant days itself. So Naukri.com helped me gather very good amount of calls, but I don't know, something or the other thing had happened. Some people didn't get back to me. Some rejected my applications, and some interviews I didn't make it at to the end. So this was all, and the Mercedes Benz opportunity I got itself from Naukri.com as well. So I got a call from there. The HR saw my profile, and from there onwards we took forward the conversations. LinkedIn is very useful. You can post and showcase what you are learning currently, and people get attracted to that. And if they know that this person is learning this technology currently, and they think that this job opening is suitable, and they want this type of person in their team, or this they can make use of this learning and technology in their project, so you get an opportunity from there itself, I feel. So that is really great. Yeah, and applying on LinkedIn and on company websites as well. Through you can ask for referrals over LinkedIn. So this all is really helpful. But in my case, I got directly contacted with HR only. Referral didn't work for me. This
Okay,
was the case.
okay. Wow, first time I'm hearing this. Referral did not work for me. Cool, no worries. Let's talk a bit about money as well. So, at your experience level now, and considering the growth, the demand of Azure data engineering, how much salary we can expect from the companies, maybe average wherever you have interviewed so far, how much compensation they were ready to pay you at this experience level for Azure D role?
I would answer this like there is a good amount of gap between the endpoints. There is a good range for it. It depends upon the company as well. What budget do they have, and in what all companies I have interviewed now. So there is a good range. I will tell you. It can start with somewhere around 10.5 LPA,
Okay.
and some companies can give up to 15 LPA as well. So in my case, so this is my experience in this part, 10 to 15 LPA. And at my experience level, I am almost 3 years of experience. So this is the salary range one can expect. These are mostly service-based companies, but in product base as well, like Mercedes, they can offer the same at this level only, considering the current situation of the market.
Yeah.
So
If it was 2-3 years, maybe 2 years even before, this could have been double. I mean, at this experience level.
correct.
This was really wonderful, Yavnika, I must say, because maybe I know I'm having a podcast with Azure Data Engine after a very long time, and whatever experience you have shared, it was very insightful, very meaningful, and I'm pretty sure the audience who is watching you, they will just take a note of important points from this podcast and will start working on it. So yeah, a big thanks from my side and from this entire audience side for coming here and sharing your experience. And also you have started your journey recently at Fractal, so all the very best for your future. I hope you achieve the new heights in coming years.
Thank you, Shashank. Thank you for having me and giving me this opportunity. I hope my words and my insights, like my experience, can help people out there in the Azure data engineering field. And yeah, we'll keep learning, keep growing.
So that is what pretty much I had for this amazing podcast. I'm pretty sure you have enjoyed the whole conversation with Yavnika, and I hope you have extracted all the necessary information from her experience. So if you find it insightful, you find it meaningful, then don't hesitate to give a like and share this video as much as you can. Also, if you're new to the channel, then make sure to smash the subscribe button and press the notification icon. And don't forget to enroll yourself in complete Data Engineering 3.0 bootcamp with Azure. Live classes will be starting from 1st of June. Early bird offer is going on for my YouTube family. You can check the link for the enrollment in the description, or you can visit www.growdataskills.com. Hurry up and I will see you in the live classes.